Hello, hello. All right, so Capricorns, welcome back, guys. All right, Capricorns, let's ask for the message from the stars, whatever that may be. We've got a Two of Wands. Two of Wands is kind of reminding a character that they can go their own way. It's up to them. Now, you notice that she kind of shades herself. She's got her veil, but she's lifting it to provide, on one hand, like better visibility, but she's still maintaining a little bit of like protection from the hot sun. This feels like somebody says, all right, I'm trying to make a decision, yes, and I want to be really clear about what decision I make, but I'm definitely still in protection mode. I don't really want to step full out into the light and display which direction I'm really thinking I'm going to go. I just need to still survey from a safe space. That's what I would say this is. We have a Queen of Swords and we have a Fool. If the message from the stars is, it could actually be that somebody is debating coming toward Capricorn. It could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, does not have to be, but it's someone who, I don't know if they're watching somebody else about to make a fool of themselves as they approach Capricorn and they're like, let's see how that goes. Or if they themselves are saying, if I do this, will I look like a fool? Will I look like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing? I do feel like this character they don't like to make mistakes, which, most of us don't. It wouldn't matter, a fictional character or not, it doesn't matter. They're not going to want to make mistakes. This Fool is literally standing on the moon, but they're holding their rose and the star is right behind it. This to me is the strongest message. Also, it's our major arcana, so of course it's going to be the strongest message. But I really think that if the message from the stars is that somebody would be willing to make a fool of themselves over Capricorn. The moon can be remote, and the moon is such a it has such a strong gravitational pull. I've actually never seen a Fool card where the person was on the moon before. So on one hand, they could be at a distance from Capricorn, and on the other hand, they could be so drawn toward Capricorn they can't help it. Now, I wonder if Capricorn's drawn to them at all. We do have a Six of Pentacles, but this Six of Pentacles, excuse me, doesn't really come across the way I would expect. And what I mean by that is we have like a dreamy figure up here at a distance, but then we have this man in the foreground with his winged Pegasus. And the Pegasus, the flying horse, is there. It's sign of like a symbol of victory. It feels more and more to me like a character is at this crossroads saying, I don't want to look foolish, but I can't help it. This big old leap of faith, and I'm just going to imagine that Capricorn wants me too. That's the fantasy that is their favorite. That's the thought process that they like the best. Capricorn would want me too. If I took a leap of faith, I think Capricorn would want to give to me too. Then why, on the other hand, do we have the Queen of Swords? What's because like their logical mind is of a different opinion. And this doesn't matter if they're masculine or feminine, but they still are showing up as a feminine, again, with the gravitational pull. This could be them resisting the pull of how attracted they are to Capricorn. We have a 10 of Wands here, and we have a Queen of Wands upright. Gosh, there's an element of, remember, this starts out with somebody is at a crossroads. They haven't stepped forward and they're thinking heavily about just jumping on in. And then this other logical part of them says, no, I shouldn't. I don't want to make any more mistakes. And I want to say any more mistakes because I feel like this character just recently got their self-esteem back. They just recently, laid down some fears. They just recently started to feel good again. But they also are the kind of character, I mean, actually, I like this character. I think that they're pretty brave. I think that they don't want to, like offend or overstep boundaries, but I do think they're saying, yeah, but I'll never know if Capricorn cares about me too. I think that they do. Let me ask, this is probably a better question. Why are they under the impression that Capricorn might care about them? Because that Six of Pentacles says that's their happy fantasy. We have a King of Pentacles. They think, in this fictional story, they think that Capricorn and themselves have both been wearing masks, have both been downplaying. Now, they're very inspired. Obviously, we see the word inspire. They're very inspired by Capricorn. In this storyline, I will say it comes across like Capricorn is a masculine and like they are a feminine. Doesn't matter. Roles can be reversed. They could be same sex. But for the purpose of this story, we're going to call Capricorn a he, because their thought process is, I know that Capricorn feels something for me. They just haven't revealed it. And I've been doing the same thing. So I'm thinking that I should go ahead and tear off the mask. I'll be the one to go toward Capricorn, I think, because I think that they want me too. It's funny because now, though, we have them as a masculine and Capricorn as the feminine that they fantasize about. So this is very flippy floppy on that aspect of, you know, who is who. I think, let me just ask Capricorn, how does Capricorn feel about this person? Seven of Cups. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say that they aren't a beautiful face or that they don't stay on my mind. In fact, I daydream a little bit about them. Again, Capricorn is a masculine sitting in armor, but their shield has like this feminine's face emerging from it. And they're kind of sitting here like, I don't know what to think about her, but I do think about her a lot. Why is Capricorn not sure? I kind of think not that Capricorn is messing with this person's emotions, but I'm wondering if there isn't a little bit of a subconscious vibe of they can feel Capricorn thinking about them, but they don't know why Capricorn hasn't made a move on them yet. So they're about to make a move on Capricorn. And I think Capricorn hasn't decided what they would want yet. We have a King of Wands. It almost feels like there's a little bit of undercurrent, a little bit of suppressed, like, oh, I think that they're really attractive. And I kind of think that I might be really drawn to them. I might want to step up and become this King of Wands and have a passionate, open up my heart to them, but I don't really know. Am I ready to do that? It boils down to, is Capricorn wanting to give their heart? Because here's the thing. If this person tries to basically like come in with a crowbar and like pry Capricorn's little heart box open, I don't think that's going to work very good. Capricorn probably needs to actually, have the emotions naturally in themselves. But I don't know, it kind of looks like this character is this, we'll say the Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords character, believes pretty strongly that there's a bond between themselves and Capricorn, and they seem to say, I need to know where this goes, even though I could look like an absolute fool. Let me just ask, is there a reason for them to try this with Capricorn? We have a Page of Pentacles, but we have the Emperor in the reverse. Here's the one problem. I could read it in a couple different ways, but let me go with the first thing that struck me, which is, if they are the ones that are like, I just know that Capricorn cares about me, we just haven't admitted it to each other. If they come in and start trying to say, but I know this, I just know this, I know they're great, and I know we've both been wearing a mask, so they should open up to me. They could be sorely disappointed if Capricorn literally gives them minimal effort, and they could eventually have a poor opinion that might be very unjust about, see, Capricorn's all about themselves. They don't care about me. And it could just be that Capricorn's like, look, I wasn't chasing you around and trying to give you my heart. You came pounding on the door. You came with a crowbar. You knocked the door down. You came in. You told me I needed to give to you, but I really didn't. To me, it was like, I'm not sure about any of this. I don't really know that I want to give a whole bunch to this. And then they could wind up saying, well, you're just selfish. And it's not fair. It's not fair to, decide if somebody doesn't give to us what we want, then that must mean that they're in the wrong. That could be a bit of a head trip if it were to go that way. So that's the first like concerning thought that I had about these two cards. But the other side of this is it could be that the reason this character wants so badly to start something with Capricorn is because they see potential here, and it could be very sweet. And it could be the reason they really believe, I got to follow my emotions on this one. I know that Capricorn is a good person. I can tell that. And the reason I know is because I had a total tyrant once upon a time in my life. And even if Capricorn and I just end up friends, I would want them in my life. Even, that would be nice because I'd like to know there's good ones out there. So I could read it that way also. The Emperor in the reverse is, any way we slice it, it isn't Capricorn. But if they were to become frustrated and then say, well, you're being selfish, they could try to claim that Capricorn is an Emperor in the reverse. But even then, that's not going to be the case. I don't know. Let me get one more card here, because that's my only concern is this character, like, I'll say, clear visioned enough to be able to recognize, okay, if I pursue Capricorn, I'm doing this, and they may or may not want to reciprocate with me, and I need to be okay with that, not get upset over it. We have a Knight of Swords. There is this person, I think this we'll call them the Queen, is of the opinion that, you know what, life is short. We're going to make a fool for a lot of different reasons. We're going to be foolish for a lot of different reasons in life. So at least let me be foolish for somebody that I think is a great person. We have the autumn of our youth written above them. And it kind of, I don't know, it looks like there's an age discrepancy, actually. It looks like there is, I don't know if Capricorn is the younger masculine here, and this is a more mature feminine, or vice versa. But in this storyline, it almost looks like it's like, look, I don't see any reason to hold back. When you meet somebody who's wonderful, why can't you just say how your heart feels? Or it could be reversed. They could be younger than Capricorn and saying, I don't want to wait a whole lot of time because I've met somebody really special. Life is not that long. Even if I'm a young person, still, I know, why can't we just, why does it have to be a problem? Why does age have to come into play? And I would, agree, as long as they're both consenting adults, right? And, he looks like he's like, I don't know, 25, 35, and she could be 45, 55, whatever. I don't know that it matters. In this story, I don't know that it matters very much to either of them, but I do think it's a motivating factor to say, why not just live? Because you never know how life is going to go anyway. So if you feel drawn to somebody, we have the Lovers card, but we do have the Strength in the reverse. It boils down to Gemini and Leo energy, but it boils down to, I don't think that this feminine, no matter how things turn out, if this Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands character, I don't want to say feminine because I don't really know. We've flip-flopped so many times on these cards as to genders. But if that Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords person is moving toward Capricorn, I don't think that it is going to turn ugly. I actually think that they're just saying, look, Capricorn's a great person. I would want to see what happens with them anyway. Why can't I? Why can't I go ahead and just, best case scenario, maybe we do become something really special, because I do feel like there's passion here, certainly on their part. And it makes me think that there's some passion on Capricorn's part too, even though Capricorn is reluctant. Why is Capricorn more unsure and even like reluctant to move anything forward with this person? Seven of Wands sideways. Capricorn could still be a little bit tangled up, unbeknownst even to themselves. They could still be tangled up in a past situation, and that's proving to be a blockage, like an emotional component. They haven't fully let go. They're still processing, because Capricorn, each time I asked about Capricorn, we had sevens. We had that 7 of Cups, I don't know how I feel. I mean, I think they're attractive. I think I might want to be a king of wands to their queen of wands, but there's something still holding Capricorn back. And it might just be that they're not fully clean and clear of some past, energy that they dealt with. Something obviously is wrapped around and is clinging to our Capricorn. So it's like they kind of want to move forward, but they're kind of not ready. Maybe this person moving toward Capricorn will be just the thing. I can see though that there's like a depleted energy or a nervous energy in this also. It maybe even nervous at the thought of trying to. It's almost like this person's attracted. They like the fantasy of being with Capricorn. They're pretty much working themselves up into saying, I think I'm in love with this amazing Capricorn. I think I want to just take this leap of faith and see what comes of this. I hope it'll be something amazing. Even if we only fall into the friends category, it'll be worth it to be closer to this amazing Capricorn. But if we became romantic, that kind of feels like, actually, I can't picture how I'd make that jump. It seems almost like, I don't know, the reality of what this person might end up becoming in Capricorn's life might be different than their fantasy, but even their fantasy has kind of like a fear factor to it. Like, I don't know. And that might be because Capricorn has not like warmed up to them. And I don't know if will Capricorn warm up to this person over time. Like they've thought about it, but they just can't quite. I don't know. We have a Six of Swords. This says, because we've got the swans that do mate for life, and we have this chessboard where it's like you got to go one move at a time. Remember, we said Capricorn is still kind of, I'll say, held hostage a little bit emotionally by something from the past. They're almost free of it, but not quite enough to be able to picture themselves just having some amazing new relationship. But over time, as Capricorn continues to fully move on and heal from something, I think Capricorn's going to actually see this person in a very different light. Maybe see them as their life partner, maybe be head over heels in love with this person who is already, I would say, very meaningful in love with them and trying hard not to fumble this, make a mess of this. I do like the way this ended up. The fact that it's kind of like they said, look, even if I'm only friends with Capricorn, it'll be worth it to have them in my life, even if they don't love me back, because I already know they're so much better than the tyrant that I dealt with in the past. I kind of think that, this person came out as a queen and an upright in two ways. Queens don't usually glom onto people and demand stuff. That sounds like a pretty powerful, pretty evolved individual. And we saw that they had laid down a lot of burdens. They had already dealt with their past. I do think that they truly think very highly of Capricorn. They would like to give energy to Capricorn for all the right reasons, but they'll only push it so far. And then when it comes to the topic of, will this become passionate? That's where they go, I'm worried about that part because I don't know. But I think that's where Capricorn, it's almost like they would give space to Capricorn. They might make the first move on Capricorn, but then give space until, not move anything or attempt to move things out of like the friend zone unless Capricorn is the one who then pursues it when they're good and ready. It kind of feels like this is a patient love story, honestly. And maybe that's why it's the message from the stars is like, if they see Capricorn as such a beautiful person and they want to move Capricorn toward Capricorn for all the right reasons, I can understand how that's actually it's very complimentary, and it actually doesn't turn out to be them being too pushy. It gives space for Capricorn to fall for them if Capricorn's going to. So kind of a nice story, actually. Thank you guys so much for hanging with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. Bye.